ELEX II. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. In this sequel to the vintage open-world RPG ELEX, Jax must once again unite the free people of the science fantasy world of Medicaveta against a new threat, the Skylands, who want to change the face of the planet forever. Now, I'm 17 and a half hours into this game, so I haven't finished. I'm always upfront with how many hours I play, unlike a lot of reviewers who just pretend, and yet the footage that they shows from always early on. And Mac, just get on with it. So, yeah, I'm 17 and a half hours in, and it's been one of the most frustrating times that I've had in a game. It's clunky, completely clunky when you're trying to loot things. It's clunky in the combat. It's clunky in the movement. It's a clunky game, guys. It's also very disjointed between the cutscenes and the reality of what you're doing on the map. So when there's a transition point between entering or exiting a cutscene, it's usually hilarious. It really is just, what the hell, man. So disjointed. I mean, it ruins immersion, but it's quite funny. It's also very badly put together in a lot of areas, especially in the quest giving things. Most quests are marked on the map where you have to go, but not all of them are. And sometimes you're given a quest and you're not even told whereabouts you have to go to do it, and you're just absolutely fumbling around the map, and you just get so pissed off. I've had that happen about 3 times. I've also had quests that are so badly designed that I just want to just scream. One of them was I had to find these 3 weapon packs that was dropped up a path that's only 20 yards fucking long. I could only find 2. Running up and down the path, searching in the grass and in the rubble for a fucking little prompt on my HUD to say, do you want to pick up the weapons pack? Because you couldn't possibly see it because it just blended into everything. Couldn't find it anywhere. And I was getting like headaches just looking at the fucking ground. Who designed shit like that? Awful quest. The endless loot, the amount of looting is crazy in this game as well. You'll constantly be running around just looting everything. Just loot the lot, sell the junk. You can carry as much as you want as well. There's no kind of penalty for carrying 6,500 axes, 400 shotguns or whatever. You know, that's exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Some of the voiceovers are awful and the people look ridiculous. They all look like, well, not all of them, but some of them look like they've got myxomatosis. There's also quite a few bugs in this. I haven't had any crashes or anything like that. It's a very stable game, but I've had bugs happening in the game. Some of them are hilarious. When you're talking to people, it's like a bit of a cutscene. It zooms in on them, but the game's just like blurred out with a bit depth of field. But in the background, you sometimes get some hilarious things going on, as you can see. So it is kind of hard to take the game serious at times. Frame-wise, it goes anywhere from 60 to 100 out in the open world, but when you hit the cities, it can drop to 30, 35. In the combat, you don't get any big frame drops, thank goodness, but the combat's clunky enough anyway, you probably wouldn't even notice. What I would say about the game is it's an absolute pile of shite, disjointed shite, clunky shite, but I love it. And I don't know why I love it. I can't stop playing it. That's why this review's late. I literally can't stop playing it. Because you have some brilliant moments in this awfully shit good game. It's a shit good game. It's a shit good game. If that means anything. It's just, I've had kind of Skyrim, Morrowind throwbacks, Oblivion throwbacks, Fallout 3, New Vegas throwbacks. In fact, going around the world is just such a joy. Exploring the world. The world is great. It's really atmospheric. There's all kinds of beasties, from little tiny rats to these huge frickin' ogres and stuff like that. Flappy things that'll just swoop down out of the sky and eat your face off. It's just crazy. Now, half the time you don't know what level they are. You can. There's no balancing at all in this game at all. There's literally, they just forget balancing. Who needs balance? Just be careful out there, you know, you're probably going to get one shot at it if you talk to the wrong person or go on the wrong quest. There's no kind of progression that says, hey, do these quests first. It's just, oh, you're going on that quest, oh, that's fine. Oh, by the way, that guy will one-shot you. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that quest then. And then you go on another and, you know, you can have a reasonably fair fight, but then other times, for no apparent reason at all, other than, you know, if you pick on a giant ogre, he's going to kick your ass. Bigger means usually they kick your ass. But when you're fighting humanoids, obviously they're all the same size, roughly. You just don't know whether they're going to kick your ass or not. It's just, yeah, it's all kind of like they just haven't thought it through properly. But some of the quests are fantastic. Some of the quests last like an hour, and they've got like different bits on them, and you're walking around the world, and it's just great. I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil things, but a quest that I just did about an hour ago, because I've just finished playing it, for the first time I can ever think of in a video game, I did something that I knew I shouldn't have done, but I just did it, and I've never felt guilt like it in a game. I was racked with guilt when I got found out because I knew I shouldn't have done it, because I hesitated to do it. I'm not going to tell you what I did, but I hesitated because I knew it was wrong. I thought, no, don't do that, Mac. But then I just thought, f it. It's just a game. There'll be no consequences. Yeah. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. So, apart from the clunky, spammy combat and all the problems that I've just mentioned, this game is so damn atmospheric and immersive. The open world is great. Some of it is just really nice looking, and it just sucks you in. It doesn't look like some games where the world's just too clean and looks like a film set. This actually does look real. And you know, everybody you meet in the game's a bastard. Everybody's a miserable twat, and they're swearing all the time, and they're just rough as a fucking badger's arse. They really are. And I don't think there's anybody that's nice in this game. And I like that, because if you look at the state, the absolute state of the desolation in this world, it's fucking riddled with beasts. There's an invasion force of aliens coming down to kick all their asses. They're just like fighting to survive on rat testicles, you know? It's like, what do you expect them to be doing? Singing zippity-doo-dah, zippity-fucking-ear? Of course they're not. These are rough, these are the people that survived. All the fucking, you know, all the Wookiees, they're all dead. What's left is the fucking hard asses. You know, if you any dissidents, shoot them. You know, they don't care. It's rough as fuck. It feels rough as fuck. You go into the settlements, there's different settlements. You end up having to join one of the factions in the settlements. But you go into the different settlements and it's brutal. You'll often see firing squads. I mean, I was just waiting for a guy to get shot, then I went and looted him. No one cared. If someone does something to you in one of the settlements and a fight starts, the guards will be like, oh yeah, what's going on here? I've sorted out amongst yourselves. While you're just slaying people, you know. It's really gives you that feel that you're in this brutal world where it's not lawless. There is leaders, faction leaders that do keep a bit of law and order, but hey, I tell you what, there's nowhere in here for the faint-hearted in these worlds. You've got to be a tough bastard. And I could talk all night or day about how I've been a brutal bastard myself with people, how I've gone in and just slain a whole load of people and just robbed them blind of everything. There's consequences for stealing, unlike Witcher 3. You can't just go into everybody's house. You can go into some places where there isn't anybody, but if you go into certain places, there's a lot of them, and start stealing, you're in trouble. So there's consequences like that. There's a couple of consequences in the chat as well. There's loads of dialogue. It's all voiced. Some of the voiceovers are good. Some of them aren't so good. It's hit and miss with that, but some of them are really, really good. And the story, it's all right. So like I said, the story itself isn't great, but certain offshoots of the story are great. Certain characters that you meet are great. There's loads of twists. You'll meet a person and you don't like him or her. And then after about an hour, you kind of think, you know what, you're all right, you. You're all right, you. Overall, guys, it is what it is. It's a clunky, bug-ridden, not bug-ridden, but there's buggy. It's a clunky, buggy, disjointed mess at times. But I absolutely am having a blast in this game. And if you don't mind all of that stuff, and it's got poor combat as well, you know, but as you level up and you get new weapons and you put your stats in so that you can wield these new weapons, it gets exciting, especially when you see the huge difference in impact that the new weapons have, and it's worth the little bit of a grind that you have to do. Well, quite a bit of a grind. It's just full of nice little rewards for the work that you're doing. And when you get a weapon that you can just swing around and do shit tons of damage, it feels nice. It just feels nice. Especially when you go back to the people that one-shotted you 4 or 5 hours earlier and say, hey, remember me, motherfucker? It just has lots of that in it. And it's kind of like a game where you have to make your own immersion up, you have to make your own rules up, you have to just be yourself and just be a bastard, essentially, in this kind of game, because, you know, everybody else is a bastard, so just be a bastard. So there you go, guys. ELEX II. It's a tough one. I obviously can't score this high because there's so much wrong with it, but I'm definitely thumbing it up because I've just had so much damn fun in it. So there you go, guys.
So, I'd like to call in a favor with you.
Meaning?
I want you to accompany me on my next mission.
And what exactly would that entail?
There's a group of clerics exploring Caracas. I want to know what makes them tick, and what they think about us elves. I want to know their plans, and get an idea of how dangerous they could be to us elves.
I see. Do you know where these clerics are right now?
Yeah, but not for how long. We have to move fast if we're gonna catch them.